I'm CW2 Zach Lane. I'm from the New Hampshire Army National Guard, the 238th Medical Company. And this is our UH60 Blackhawk. It's a utility aircraft that we have established as a medical evacuation aircraft. We usually have a crew of 4 people, which contains 2 pilots, a crew chief, which is like our flight engineer, and then also a medic. And we can carry up to 6 people on our litter system, and we have the capacity to probably take 10 or 12, maybe more people, just if we have all our seats in there. We also have a hoist on the side mounted, so we can bring people on and off the ground with our cable system. We can take up to 2 people on the cable, and we have a maximum weight of about 600 pounds that we can lift on that. So basically our cockpit is set up with redundant systems. Basically, it's we don't really have a pilot and a co-pilot. Basically, both pilots do the same jobs. The controls are completely redundant on both sides. So when you move one side of the stick, the other side will move as well. So basically, the pilots will just flip-flop when they want to be on the controls. We basically have one pilot that flies the aircraft, and then the other pilot that's not on the controls is basically working on the radios and the navigational equipment. And then we'll flip-flop. You know, I might fly down and Dan will fly back. So then once we flip-flop, I'll take the controls on the other side of the aircraft, and then he'll run all the navigation and all the radios on that side. When we're overseas, we basically mount some body armor type stuff on the floors, and then we also have it here on the side. Our seats are also like a bucket-shaped Kevlar system, which is you know, bulletproof up to a certain caliber bullet. So we install that when we're overseas. We take it out when we're not there. This is our medic seat typically on the left side. Our flight medical sit in this part. 2 backseaters, they help us with startup and shutdown procedures, making sure everything's working fine outside. We have this aircraft pretty much stripped out. We can put up to like 10 seats in here, just very similar to these. That's our rescue hoist, which I mentioned a little bit earlier. We lower our medic down. Our crew chief will be up here, and he'll run the medic down, get the people, we'll fly around, let them treat the patient on the ground, and then we'll bring them back up, put them in the aircraft, take them to a hospital. We also usually have what we call our carousel, which is a big kind of like a wall right here, like a Lazy Susan, that we can stack up to 3 patients, one on each side of this big wall that we do, and it also spins around and rotates so they can load people in, and then we spin it to the side, and then it'll allow the medic to treat them when we're in flight. But it's a lot easier to load people on the side rather than try to load them, you know, alongside parallel to the aircraft.
Right. You must have some protections if you were hit or whatever.
Yep.
You know, to ensure that you have a safe landing or whatever.
Yep. We have, it's a dual engine aircraft, so we can fly around on a single engine if we were to lose an engine. Basically, all of our systems are redundant. We have basically 3 hydraulic systems, 2 primaries, and then 1 backup. And the system can, in theory, fly on just one of those systems. So if one of them goes down, the other ones kind of take the load from the other ones. Our fuel systems, our fuel tanks are stored right in here. They go up to about somewhere right in here. There's 2 of them, and they're basically like different layers of rubber with gel in the middle. So if a bullet was to penetrate the bladders, they would seal themselves. So rather than getting hit and then leaking fuel everywhere, catching on fire, or exploding. So there's a lot of precautions taken to try to, you know, enhance the survivability of the aircraft. Basically, everything's going to have a backup, a different way. Same thing with our tail rotor. We have 2 different systems that will run that, and if those fail, we have standby just cables that will force the blades to stay at a certain angle in case everything goes down. At least it'll stay and give you some amount of control. So there's a lot of time put into, you know, making sure that we can make it back on, you know, in one piece.
Very good.